what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Polar Arctic Circle. Yes, what do I mean by that? Let me take a look outside here. As you can see, it's colder in Chicago than it is in Antarctica. It's been like -12 over the last week, and now today is like 3? A whole 3 degrees for us to enjoy. Well, the guys are huddled up here, snuggling for warmth in the lunchroom, trying to survive. No, I don't want no pizza. So, what are we doing here in the shop? A hell of a lot. Normally the winter time is what is usually the slow season for our business, but this winter, there is no shortage of massive projects here. Gallant project for a customer out of Wisconsin that we are finishing up here. Upgraded custom intercooler piping, new intake manifold, custom intercooler core. You got a radium surge tank in the trunk, which I'm finishing wiring up right now. So excuse my mess. Working with the OEM wiring harness off of the hanger, modifying accordingly so that we have dual fuel pump relays that are dedicated independent. Black Zenith is sitting over here in the corner awaiting its annual maintenance and some slight changes as usual. GT3, which we're gearing up to go compete in Grid Life track battle this season. We're gonna be at Grid Life Midwest Festival over in South Haven, Michigan. We're competing in their track battle over at Gingerman Raceway. Really looking forward to that because we're entering a competitive space with this platform for the first time, and I'm curious to see where we'll end up after we throw our hat in the ring. And I'm sure I'll be humbled greatly. So looking forward to that. But over here, as you can see, we have a whole portfolio of crazy projects going on. This one actually got dropped off just yesterday for that matter. This is a K-swapped FRS. This one has a Tremec Magnum transmission in it and some Grannis Racing goodies to make it all possible. It's here because it needs our help for exhaust related work, and also the trans mount needs to be slightly modified so that he can fit a full 3-inch exhaust. He had it previously done by another shop, and unfortunately it cracked on him and has been giving him a lot of headaches. This is an Audi RS6, and the application itself is pretty rare, but what's even more rare is you don't see a lot of people doing big upgrades on these cars. This one, we're doing a upgraded turbo kit, fuel system, ignition system, high pressure and low pressure fuel pumps, Valvetronic exhaust system that we just recently installed on it, titanium. We're trying to finish up the turbo kit, which has naturally some incompatibilities with the US spec model that we're dealing with. The turbo kit itself is from overseas in Europe. Things like the evap system are not cross-compatible, so we've had to get creative and come up with solutions for the customer, and that's what we're doing in the moment. But you can see we've already got the upgraded turbos on it, downpipes. Hope to have it on the dyno here soon, probably shortly after we get the Gallant on. In the next bay, we have the Canadian 1G DSM project for our customer and friend, Pat, over in Quebec. When we first got this car, we ended up building this 25.1 roll cage, which we've had certified by the NHRA for 6.0 in the quarter mile. We then brought it over to our paint shop, built them a custom rotisserie so they could put it on the rotisserie and get this bad boy painted gloss black top to bottom. You can see we've got gloss black everywhere, from the underbody, the wheel wells, the cage, the floorboards. This thing is gorgeous. Naturally accommodating the rest of this build and doing its justice, he's got a tubular nat fab front end subframe, rear end subframe, which is also upfitted with some Folk control arms. We're in the process of doing the install and set up for a custom carbon fiber drive shaft. You order a drive shaft from the drive shaft shop for a 1G DSM. It's actually a 2-piece, and the front piece is carbon, the rear piece is designed to utilize the OEM rear shaft. But what we're doing is they're gonna send us out a universal carrier bearing. We're gonna take some measurements, and then they're gonna custom make us the rear section out of carbon as well. You can see the front subframe that I mentioned earlier. Gorgeous piece of jewelry of a car. The engine, of course, it's built by RRT Motorsports, the same guys that are helping us with our race program on the Black Zenith Evo. So the short block assembly is assembled by them, and then we assemble everything from there. On top of that, we've got Head Games CNC ported head from Dave. He's also sporting our titanium scatter shield on the transmission, which is a PPG dog box, of course, built by our friend Tim over at TMZ. And we are just in the process of putting the rest of this thing together and developing the rest of it, because we still need to build a turbo kit for this thing. We also need to finish doing the interior setup on it, seat that we need to mount, still need to install the Lexan on all the windows. We got quite a bit of work left to do on this one, but we are planning on getting it done and on track this season. Over in this corner is the next one in line to be finished. This is the 81 Trans Am pace car that originally came to us about a year ago for tubs and has since snowballed into this amazing build. It has an LS3 swap 4L80E transmission in it. We custom built the turbo kit from scratch from the top to the bottom. It's got mirror image turbos, so the driver's side rotates in the opposite direction so that the whole kit is truly mirror image setup. This one we should have fired up here later today. You'll recall seeing this car with some mock-up orange wheels that were kind of goofy. It got a lot of attention and comments. Well, those were mock-up, obviously. We had taken measurements and ordered some custom wheels, and they recently arrived. We threw them on the mounter and balanced them and got them on the car. Finally, this car has some wheels that do it justice. Crazy build here. You're gonna see a lot more on that. In bay number 1, we've got Pontiac G8, and we are building a crazy turbo kit. You'll see it's got Schedule 10 custom manifolds that were built for both sides, 3-inch crossover pipe, maximizing every millimeter of space that we have available, 60mm wastegate with a crazy dump that's coming through here. We're working on modifying the compressor cover right now so that we can fit through here with the intercooler piping. Luckily on this, the customer has an air-to-water intercooler, which is integrated underneath the intake manifold. So the intercooler piping will be very simple and go direct from the turbo to the intake manifold. It'll simplify plumbing tremendously, but we still have very little space to work within. And while I'm in this point, you'll notice that we also have this nicely built turbo support bracket that is utilizing one of these really nice Maven turbo mounts. Bolts to the bottom side where the oil return is and helps support that turbo to put less stress on the rest of the turbo system. So we're in the process of figuring out all the rest of the logistics and fitment of this. Remote mounting the reservoir for the power steering. I can show you the underside here real quick. Give you a little peek of the crossover that we made and the rest of the downpipe, really maximizing space constraints on this thing. And last but not least, in the corner over here, yes, another F-body. This Trans Am is owned by our friends over at HP Tuners. We actually do quite a bit of projects together with them. This one is a unique project in itself. It's owned by the owner of HP Tuners, and this was his original drag build. It has quite a bit of history, and if you look closely, you'll notice that it has a number of additional brackets that were welded, or plates that were welded to the floorboards. That's because this will be its 3rd cage now. The original owner sold this car a while ago and recently purchased it back, and the chassis had several cages in it through various owners. The original owner, who now still owns it, him and his buddy originally were trying to do their first cage, so they built a cage in it. That one didn't work out so well, so then they brought it to another shop years ago and had a 6-point built and installed. When they brought it here recently to have this build done, they asked us to go ahead and cut that out. So we cut out the old cage and are now designing a custom 850 spec certified 10-point roll cage. And in addition to that, he noticed on the rack over here this other build, the Canadian build, and how we had done such a nice job with the rotisserie and the paint. So he decided to go crazy on this one as well. He's had us strip it top to bottom, pull the drivetrain and engine out. We're gonna build this cage, get it certified, set up a custom fuel cell mount in the rear, and then send it over to the paint shop, get it on a rotisserie, and get this thing the white glove treatment. So we're right now removing all these excess brackets. We've got our spot weld cutters out, trying to get rid of any and every bit of weight that's not needed to go from A to B in the quarter mile so that we can get this thing to click off the fastest times possible. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what's going on here at Hockman Fabrication and Speed. It's not that I've been trying to avoid you guys, it's just that we've been so busy in the shop, it's been really hard to find the time to try and capture what's going on. As a result, I've enlisted the help of our friend, Josh Jarvis, AKA Sir Yanko.
Right there. You see the red box?
Where? Right there?
Yeah.
Huh? Right here?
That's right here. This little
Right
red
here?
square.
Right there? To try and get more involved in our program here, since he's already here a lot anyway. Working together, we should be able to get you guys more content here and keep you more in the loop on all the different projects we have going on. And also the race program that we're looking forward to indulging in with not only the GT3, but also the Evo this season. And there's a lot of opportunity and excitement on the table for both of those platforms, not only because The GT3 is new to us in terms of competitive spaces, but also because of the history in mitigating all of the headaches that we had with the ignition system on the Evo, knowing that those are behind us. We have high expectations for this thing come 2026 springtime. So with that being said, that's pretty much what I've got for you today. And we look forward to seeing you guys out there when this Arctic Circle blows over, because I'm telling you, we are over it. We're excited to get more cars in on the dyno and bring you guys some really cool new builds. So keep your eyes out for a save the date coming out soon on our spring open house, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon.